In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 dangerous food that people eat. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. People enjoy eating unhealthy foods, but there is a difference between not eating a healthy diet and eating something that could potentially kill you. Fugu, a Japanese blowfish that sends 35 to 65 people to the hospital each year, is an excellent illustration of the latter. It's not uncommon for any of us to end up in the hospital with food poisoning, but eating some suspect guacamole doesn't come with a 6.7% probability of death while medical personnel scramble to get you hooked up to a respirator. Tetrodotoxin poisoning, which is more fatal than cyanide, is caused by eating the fugu's ovaries, liver, or intestines. A numbness around the mouth, paralysis, and respiratory failure follow. Don't worry though. Everything happens while you're still conscious, so you'll be able to look at the dessert menu while you're in pain. Here are the top 10 dangerous food that people eat. So let's start. Number 10. Elderberries. Because the seeds, nearly half of each tiny berry is seed, contain a glycoside that generates cyanide, a lethal poison, it is always boiled before usage. These glycosides are destroyed by cooking, making the berry safe to eat. If you consume enough raw elderberries, your body may develop a toxic buildup of cyanide. When the vomiting and diarrhea start, you'll know it's happened. The majority of people recover rather quickly, but certain cases of poisoning are especially severe. But because that's when the coma sets in, you won't notice. Lucky. Number 9. Fugu. The fugu are high in tetrodotoxin, a strong poison used to defend against predators in the wild and exact revenge on people after they die. A pinhead's worth of tetrodotoxin, which is said to be 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide, is all it takes to get you kicked off the dining table for good. It is safe to eat when properly prepared by a competent and skilled chef. However, if any of the tetrodotoxin-laced flesh remains after it is prepared, it will most likely be your last supper. The liver and ovaries, in particular, should be removed since they are extremely poisonous. Number 8. Monkey brains. Variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, VCJD, which is fatal, has been found in monkey brains. Once infected, it takes around a year to die, but it's not a nice year. You may not have heard of the dangers of eating monkey brains, but chances are you've heard about VCJD, which is related to mad cow disease and belongs to the same family of transmissible spongiform encephalopathies. Exactly the same situation. Consume diseased animal parts, become ill, and die. There is no recognized treatment for this condition. Things is impossible to slow it down. There's nothing that can be done about it. You will perish. Number 7. Kazu Marzu. Meet the world's most dangerous cheese. Kazu Marzu starts out as pecorino cheese, but it takes on a life of its own when it's split open and left outside to become infested with larvae. When the larva went down your throat, it was unusual enough, but when they started digging through your intestinal walls, it was even stranger. Number 6. Fessick. The Nile has traditionally been a life-giver in Egypt. Its seasonal flooding enabled human life along its banks. The Nile brought life, but it also brought rotting fish every spring when the floodwaters receded. The issue is botulism. Without salt or rotten fish, botulism bacteria can thrive, ruining everyone's spring festivity. Botulism is a muscle paralyzer. It has stroke-like symptoms. It can kill, but it can also be treated. Number 5. Bullfrogs. They are good at eating. In Namibia they are also considered good to eat. But only at the appropriate time. You have to wait until mating season, which is the third rain in that part of Africa. That's when the bullfrog's skin and organs are not releasing a poison called oshikitakata, which causes kidney failure. If you are impatient and harvest one of these huge amphibians too early, you might expect a period of excruciatingly painful urination followed by possible death. Number 4. Cashews. Have you ever tried to open a cashew? Cashews are never sold uncooked in the shell. They contain anacardic acid, the same irritant that makes poison ivy so fun. The poison lies in the shell oil, not the nut. But when it comes out of the shell, it's covered. Handling the uncooked nut's shell can provoke a response. The nut is roasted to remove the acids in the shell oil. A high enough temperature is required, else traces may remain. Imagine a severe allergic response to poison ivy on the inside. Number 3. Giant jellyfish. You can use them in a variety of foods if you cook them and remove the toxic parts. Popular ice creams include vanilla and jellyfish, as well as a sweet and salty caramel made of sugar, starch syrup, and jellyfish powder, boiled jellyfish paste ground into tiny particles. These were created by high school students. Number 2. Blood clams. Why call anything a blood clam? They bleed, obviously. The blood of all clams is clear, so it looks like thick water. That's why their blood is red. Blood clams, like our blood, can carry diseases like hepatitis, typhoid, and dysentery. Viruses and bacteria thrive in low oxygen settings where they survive. When the water is polluted, like in most of China, the clams absorb deadly germs and viruses like hepatitis, typhoid, and dysentery. Number 1. Baby octopus. It appears that you have placed an order for squirming octopus, which will be created from an incredibly fresh baby octopus. It was so fresh that it had only been alive for a few seconds before it was presented to you. Raw. In addition to wiggling, make careful to chew your food. A great deal. Because every year, a handful of people die as a result of choking on one of those wriggly octopus legs being lodged in their throats. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.